Hello, today I'm gonna tell you about my life. Yes, it's true, life is the greatest adventure ever, and I came into this world almost 30 years ago. Uh, it was autumn, the 10th of September. I First I learned how to crawl. Then it didn't take me much time to learn how to walk, and I started to speak very early. I spoke first in Chuvash, it's my native language, and then I started to speak Russian. I also think that it's my native language. Because I write and I think in Russian. Then I was. Then I'd like to say that we were brought up. I mean, my brother and sister and me. We were brought up. In the village, and we had to work a lot in the fields, in the gardens. Um, then, at the age of 7, I went to school. I wasn't an anxious kid, and my parents didn't punish me a lot, and because I didn't misbehave, and I studied well. Then I changed my school, and it was a nice idea. Yeah, I started to learn English, but our English teacher wasn't the same all the time. There were lots of English teachers, and that's why I had some blanks in my knowledge of English. I think that's why. Then I decided to enter the university, and at the age of almost 18, I entered the university. I went to university, the law faculty, and 5 years I studied law. When I was in the third course, I went to America and worked there in the camp, in the kitchen as kitchen staff. After I came back to Russia, and then I started to think what I want to do in this life, and I knew that I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be a lawyer. And I started to teach children English. There were my first years of teaching, and then I finished the university, and the hard time started in my life, because for that period I got pregnant, and I didn't have my room. I mean, an apartment, because before that I was able to live in a room in the dorm for students, and after university I faced to the problem of living, and I had a baby, a daughter, and my parents were in the village and me and my daughter were in the city and no flat. It was very difficult time, but everything ends up nice. I found a flat, actually. For 1 year I changed 5 flats. Then but now I live in my own room. I could afford to buy a new room for me. It's not big, but it's nice. And uh, I uh, have a nice job that I love. So since that I've been teaching English children uh, for 8 years maybe, and now I want to improve my English, mm, and uh, that's why I'm here, and I know that everything will be fine in my life.